And the first batch of Nigerians stranded in Sudan has arrived at the nation's capital. A total number of 364 Nigerian nationals were received by the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Sadiya Umaru Farouk, the Director General of National Emergency Management Agency, Chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abuke Dabirerewa, and the Federal Commissioner of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and IDPs. The first contingent aboard airpiece touched down at about 11:15 p.m., while those on the NAF C-130 arrived at 11:41 p.m. Now, each of the evacuees were given a sum of 100,000 naira donated by the Aliko Dangote Foundation and a dignity pack containing hygiene essentials. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs confirmed that 4 more airplanes were expected to bring back other evacuees today. Speaking with TVC News, Chairman of NIDCOM says all Nigerians have left Khartoum and more aircraft will bring back other stranded Nigerians soon.
The key thing is having more aircrafts. If we have enough aircrafts, which NEMA has arranged, I'm sure with the Egypt side, it will be done in a day. There's nobody in Khartoum anymore. That's the war area. Anybody in Khartoum has left. Some could be living, some are living in other parts of Sudan where there's no problem. But for Khartoum, every Nigerian living there has been evacuated. And when we met the speaker yesterday, he also raised this anxiety that what if after all this, there are still some people that are somewhere, then you also have to bring them. But the difference is that it won't be large numbers that you have to get buses for, maybe small cars here and there. So the assurance is that everybody just needs to return. But for now, there's nobody in the danger zone, which is Khartoum, the capital, where the war is going on. So right now, everybody there has left.
Our Foreign Affairs Correspondent Moyo Thomas joins me now to talk to us, tell us more about this development. Moyo, 364 Nigerians back in the country. We understand that 4 more airplanes are expected today. What more can you tell us about the evacuation efforts?
Okay, so let me start by correcting the number of evacuees that arrived yesterday. There were so many conflicting figures. While the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs was speaking, the figure she gave when I added them up was 376, but she announced 350. So I approached the NEMA DG to give me a confirmed number of the evacuees that arrived, and he gave me 364. But as at this morning, I was able to confirm that it is 376 that indeed arrived last night, about 11:15 p.m. and 11:41 p.m.
Thank you so much, Moyo, for that. We will update a bulletin. But let's talk more now about those who are to arrive today. What should we expect? Have they left Egypt? And what more can you tell us?
So the information I also gathered is that there is a plane on ground at the port of Sudan, and profiling has begun on making sure that they get all their protocols done and the paperwork. So any moment, maybe before the end of today, they might start boarding, but we are not sure of the time. And what I also heard is that the government officials are working around the clock to get airplanes to go and pick up the remaining Nigerians at the Egyptian side of the border. So we are hoping that before the end of between today and Saturday, we'll have more Nigerians arrive the country. But there is no certainty at the moment on the number of Nigerians or when they would actually be leaving both the port of Sudan and the other Egyptian side of the border.
I was going to ask you about the number of Nigerians who are left, but it looks like we do not have those figures yet. But do we have any idea on the number of Nigerians who are to arrive today?
We don't even have assurance that they are arriving today. That is what I just said, that the only assurance we have at the moment is that there's a plane on ground at the Port Sudan, and they have begun the profiling of Nigerians that are there. So we don't know when they will leave, if they will be leaving today, but the profiling sometimes takes hours, just from the experience of what happened at for the Nigerians that came yesterday from the port of, from the Egyptian side, from the Aswan airport. We know it took hours to profile them and get all their paperwork done. So with this now, it might also take hours. It might take into the midnight. So they might not be leaving tonight, it might be early in the morning, until we are sure of the information. But what I was told when I called to get more information is that in another 30 minutes there will be a press statement. They will release a statement that will give us further details. But then they seem to be keeping this information close to their chest until when the statement is out. So definitely we will update as it's a developing story. We will update as the information comes out.
And absolutely, Moyo, there are several coordinating ministries and agencies. One can imagine how the information flow would be. Thank you so much for that update. Our Foreign Affairs Correspondent Moyo Thomas, live for us in Abuja.